Hello loves and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you a piece of advice that I wish I knew way sooner, because I feel like I went through life, I went through difficult experiences, I struggled with anxiety a lot, and now I am at a point where I realize that the key to all of that is just letting go. And it's so much easier said than done. But I want to tell you how you can manage your anxiety, how you can control it a little bit if you struggle with it, because I know I struggled with it for a long time and I still do every now and then. But right now it's just not as overwhelming as it was before. And when I say anxiety, I mean, you're overthinking about the future, you're worried about a certain outcome, you can't think about it to the point where it takes over what you're doing right now. It takes over your day-to-day life. I struggled with that, and if you struggle with that, you can know and you can feel how paralyzing it can be. Because let's say you have an exam you have to study for, but you're so anxious, you're so overwhelmed to the point where you become paralyzed, literally paralyzed, and you end up procrastinating even more because you're not doing anything. You're scared to start, you're too anxious to start. So the number one thing that has helped me, and I know will help you, is practicing the art of letting go. Trust me, I feel like this is the secret of life. It's just like surrendering. Let go to all of your situations, and you do that by being present and also by telling yourself to let go. So I'm going to use an example. Today, for example, I work in about an hour. So I'm making this video. I wanted to really make it and talk to you guys before I leave, but I'm leaving in an hour, right? Less than an hour to go to work. Actually in a few minutes, because I have to be in work in an hour. Anyways, that's besides the point. I had so many things I wanted to do this morning, but making breakfast with my family, sitting with them, and after that I decided to clean. I was running late on the other things I wanted to do. I wanted to go to the gym. I wanted to make at least 2 videos for YouTube. I wanted to make a lot of videos for TikTok and YouTube Shorts. I wanted to do some wedding planning, and I was really short on time. I started to get anxious and overwhelmed. And then I reminded myself that, hey, no, I need to be in the present moment. I'm so lucky right now to be able to breathe, to be able to have this breakfast with my family. I'm going to enjoy it, and I'm just gonna let go. Time will come to me where I'm going to do this other stuff. I don't have to stress myself out to do it right now, because life is not going to run on a straight schedule. You're not going to do everything by the hour. Life is a lot more flexible than that. It's not just black or white. So I literally just talked myself through it. I grounded myself. I said, hey, you know what? It's okay that instead of the previous plan that I have, now we're going to change plans, and there is good in that. You never know how this is actually going to serve me well in the future. So I grounded myself and I let go of that expectation completely. And I can tell you another example. And then after that, obviously I felt a lot less anxious, a lot less stressed. And here I am making this video when I have to leave in literally a few minutes. Another example I can tell you is when, after I graduated my residency, right? I had applied to a few jobs during my residency, and I did not get them, unfortunately. So after I graduated, I was like, you know what? I was trying to control everything. I was trying to get a job where mentally I knew I wanted to take a break. I wanted to have a summer to myself, where I do nothing, where I learn more about what I want to do. I learn more about my interests. And I decided to just let go. Let go of any goals that I thought I wanted, let go of any expectations I have to myself. And I decided to just be in the present. So I literally, after I graduated my residency, I did not apply to any positions, nada, literally no positions. And I had no plan for my future, but that also gave me a lot of peace. Whereas before, that would give me uncertainty, and therefore that would cause me a lot of anxiety. But when I put myself into that headspace, I felt a lot more at ease. And guess what? With me letting go, it's almost like the universe was working with me. I feel like when you're trying to control everything, you're working against the universe, you're working against how things are actually going. And sometimes that's the right thing to do, but most of the time, trust me, you have to be more flexible. You have to see things for what they are, and you have to go with the flow. So let me explain that more. Basically, during my break, I got this opportunity to apply for a job. There was an opening, and at that point I wasn't even looking for a job. I was just living my life. I was traveling, I was going out to dinners. I was just living literally my best life. I was letting go. I wasn't anxious about anything. I started my day with literally no plans, no nothing. I just saw where the day would take me, and I would go with the flow, and eventually an opportunity came my way. So I'm telling you, just because you let go doesn't mean you can't plan. You for sure can plan, but a lot of the times things will come to you easier because you're not really working against the universe. You're more easygoing. Trust me, the harder and more you think about things, sometimes if you're coming at them the wrong way, the more likely they will not come to you, because you're coming from a place that is not attracting the things you are, and rather a place of lack, of, not thinking in abundance, and a place of anxiety. So my biggest tip for you, if you're stressed out about anything right now, is to let go. Do what is in your control in this specific moment. For example, if you're applying for a job and you're super anxious about it, what is in your control right now? Well, what is in your control is that you can do practice for the interviews, you can prepare for the interview, and everything else that comes after is not within your control. So do your part and then let it go. Same with my job I was telling you about earlier. I literally applied for it and I let go. I had no expectation whatsoever. The process took longer than I thought, but in that process, I traveled even more. I lived my life even more. And eventually I got my start date at literally the perfect time. It was right after I came back from vacation, and I started at a time where I felt completely rejuvenated. Whereas if I was stressed about that job the whole time, I was anxious about it, I was thinking about it, if I had not let go, I would not have started as well as I did when I did let go. Like I did not start with anxiety. I did not start from a bad place. Rather, I started from a good place because my headspace was already feeling free. I had already let go, and the opportunity came to me, and it all moved along easily and gracefully. So my biggest goal for you is to let go, ground yourself, be as present as possible, because anxiety comes from anticipating, the future, and also being afraid that maybe something from the past may reoccur. It's always when you're thinking about not the present, you're thinking about in the future, or you're thinking about something happening again from the past. So just be as present as possible and let go. Like, let go of any expectation you have of yourself. Let go of expectations that you have of people. Just let go. There's so much peace in that. There's so much freedom in that. And I wish you the best of luck. I'm going to go ahead to work now. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video.